better, us or them? Well, neither. If we're comparing the religious versus the non-religious, or our nation versus their nation, or certainly in Paul's case, the Jew versus the Gentile, those who believe in the one God versus those who believe in many gods, our behavior really isn't any better. As Paul goes whole hog from the book of Psalms, and he gives 6 body part examples of how bad our behavior really can get. He starts with our throats, deep into our mouths, talking about how they're like graves. He then moves up from the throat into our tongues and talks about how they're full of deceit, lying all the time. Now we're on our lips, the poison of vipers. Makes me think of that superhero that Batman fought against, who put poison ivy on her lips. He wraps the whole thing up by talking about our mouths, the source or the place of cursing and bitterness. He takes it down to the bottom of our feet. They're swift, they run. Where? To shed blood. It's funny how the Western nations are just as swift to shed blood as the Eastern nations. And he concludes that our eyes do not fear God. Are we better than them? Well, if you look at our behavior, not really. What's the solution? According to Paul, it's a new way of righteousness. We enter into it by belief, not just holding to a certain set of doctrines, but by belief as the scriptures define it. An expression of loyalty, an expression of fidelity, the faith or faithfulness of Jesus, of Christ, toward us responding in the same way by faith, pistis, back to him. Faith given, faith received. Loyalty offered, loyalty reciprocated. As we walk that path, our behavior changes and something amazing happens. It's called justification. N.T. Wright has an interesting translation of justification, being made right. It's like we're upside down. We find this path and we gradually go through the process of being turned around, being made right, being justified. The proof of our turnaround is in fact our behavior. Better because of the result of this new life, this new way. Better behavior. The law in this case is simply the examination of how we've changed, of how we behave. If our mouths, our lips, our throats, our tongues have changed, if our feet run in different directions, if our eyes see the world differently. Are you upside down, or are you being made right side up?